brief yet amusing follow-up to a video I made about a week ago titled, "This may be the worst hot take from any Funimation defender that I've ever seen. Please be bait." If you don't remember what this was about, it was about this Twitter thread that this Catherine person made. If you have seen this already, please bear with me. I'm going to read this as quickly as possible. And if you haven't seen this, well, now you'll be filled in for the update. So here we go. Says, "Hello, friendos. Over the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of hostility towards the great folks at both Funimation and Crunchyroll on Twitter, anime Twitter, closely associated with the alt-right. In this thread, I'll be doing a bit of digging to find out why. For the uninformed, Funimation and Crunchyroll specialize in both the licensing and localization of Japanese cartoons, also known as Japanimation or anime. These companies bring anime over to the West for us to enjoy. Without either of these companies, there would be no way to watch anime anywhere in the Western world. They also localize said anime, which means they not only add translated subtitles to the shows, they also completely redub the voiceovers, refit the language and references to make more sense to a Western audience. For example, in this classic episode of Pokemon anime, the character Brock is seen eating jelly donuts. However, in the original Japanese release, he's eating onigiri, an obscure rice-based snack found only in Japan. If such a line was left untouched, this would alienate many Western viewers who have never heard of onigiri. This is just one example of the hard work Funimation and Crunchyroll have to do when bringing anime to the West. Great, right? Not only do these companies help smaller Japanese studios promote and share their work with the larger audience, they also selflessly give back to the creators by paying them royalties, which helps them grow and create more content both they and we love. So what's the problem? Well, alt-right anime fans don't like the way anime is localized because really localizers are making anime more accessible. They're afraid their niche hobby will be taken over by, quote, the SJWs, unquote, and will stop at nothing to gatekeep it, including promoting piracy, rather than have the medium become more inclusive, accessible, and diverse. These Trumpian, don't want to say the next part, would rather send both the localizers and the creators back to the Stone Age by stealing their content without paying for it illegally. Let me just clarify. I don't want to read the next part. Not that it's just so bad. It's just such a childish thing to say. I don't even want to say it. Continuing, not only do they want less anime in the West, they also demand it caters to their own whims, calling localization censorship, as it doesn't align with their own twisted, outdated morals. To demand that an anime be completely retooled in its message just to suit your agenda better is very height of selfishness and Western-centric attitudes and shows a complete and utter lack of respect for the original vision of the creators. So, folks, I encourage you to go out and support both the hardworking localizers and animators by subscribing to Funimation, Crunchyroll, or heck, why not both? Show the industry some love. They deserve it. And then she ended by saying, "I'm so based." As I said in my title, please be bait. And there's a number of reasons why I think that post was bait. Because it has a lot of very stupid points, like extremely moronic points, to the point that it has to be bait. There's no way this could be real. However, this is on Twitter, and since it was posted on Twitter, I have to go with a rule of thumb, which is if something is stupid and it's on Twitter, chances are it actually might have been authentically posted by someone, because that's how Twitter is. That's how a lot of the people that use Twitter are. That said, I'm not going to go over the poor take here and tear it apart. I already did that in another video. If you haven't seen that one, link in the description. Now, let's give you the update. Only 23 minutes after I made my video, some weird people on Twitter had to cry about it. This Twitter user in particular having over 10,000 followers, and again, screenshotting my video within 23 minutes of it being posted and saying, "LMAO, Hirohei got baited. He made a vid on the fake thread." And then this person said, "You've done remarkable work here at Catherine's at." Catherine herself did indeed find out about my video as well. She even posted it, posted the link and everything, and said some stuff that's unlegible here. Can't read that at all. Then someone said to her, "Cat, you're such a legend. Ha 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 ha." And Cat says, "Literally woke up wanting to cause problems, and it paid off. I'm just... period. Smiley double chin." Now let's establish something here. I don't really care what people say about me on the internet. If you look my name up on Twitter, for example, you will find people crying about me for the most random reasons. I mean, a lot of the reasons they literally just fabricated and make up. I don't make videos on this stuff. Otherwise, I'd have like 5 to 10 videos a day coming out about these weirdos. Obviously, I don't do that. So the only reason I'm doing this one is because it's such a hilarious follow-up. And this person is so tone deaf. They had to brag about this paying off and stuff. So immature. From the beginning, I was saying this might be bait. It might not be. It was just a video. I make multiple videos a day. It's one video. It's not a big deal. So this situation became so comedic to me that people were flipping out over this little video that I decided to actually respond to this one. And I said, as you can see, there are a couple of people that need a reality check. Here it is. 1, I said it may be bait. 2, regardless if it's bait or not, out of these people, I'm the only one getting paid. 3, they are now promoting my work for me. So who really baited who? Been a pleasure doing business. And you can see I show the same screenshots I just showed in this video. The two people really bragging. Of course, there are other people commenting down below there. So these people trying to bait others or not. I still honestly don't know if it was bait. I still suspect it might have been a real tweet and they just wanted to play it off like, oh, they were just joking. I don't know. I'm on the fence. It's maybe bait, maybe not. That's besides the point. The point is, it was an entertaining thread to go over, and yeah, it is my job to do that. So they can laugh all they want. However, who's actually getting paid, right? That's not the end, though. There's more. Before we move on, I would like to show this tweet that was made in response to my tweet from my buddy Azael, or Azazel, my buddy A. A says, I love how fast this ruined it for them. Now we're hopping back over to the responses from the 10,000 followers so Twitter account that was making fun of my video. This was posted on that thread. This Evelyn person says, about me, he's some chud anti-tuber who's actually made entire videos on bait tweets or tweets from literal nobody accounts before, just because he wants those drama clicks. And our buddy A says, and he gets money for it. So bait or not, he's made money off the thread. Have to redact that next response from Evelyn. It is a 4-letter word, profanity. I think you can imagine what it is. It ends with K and it starts with F. There you go. And then she says, it's a lot less funny now. Let me emphasize that this stuff is just petty Twitter nonsense. It really does not matter. However, I think this is a funny and entertaining follow-up because these people are so smug, yet they don't actually think logically about anything. As they're sitting here laughing on Twitter, accomplishing nothing, I'm actually here working. And again, I wouldn't even be talking about this if they didn't act so smug. That's why I'm making this video now. And we're not done yet. You see, our pal Catherine, who started this whole thing with the maybe bait, maybe not bait tweet, well, she's been suspended on Twitter. Yeah, account suspended. Oof. That whole thing really didn't go so well, did it? I might as well just take a second to remind you that Catherine had previously said, literally woke up wanting to cause problems, and it paid off. I'm just smiley face with a double chin. I think there is a moral to this story. And to be honest, I think you could say there's a couple different morals to this story. However, I'm going to use a quote that I just found out about last year. I should have known about this one longer. I didn't make this up. You probably have heard this before. Great quote to use here. And here it is. You ready? Here it is. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I want to wind down this video by going over some of the responses to my tweet, the one where I gave them a reality check. Some of these responses are really funny. Texan83 says, a flex almost worthy of Lord Flexenor. Almost worthy. That's still a great compliment. I don't think I'm worthy of that title. I greatly appreciate it, though. Almost worthy. Not even close, in my humble opinion. Thank you, though, Texan. Devontae says, you hate to see it. Clownfish TV responded on this one, too. Hey, Clownfish. They said, that's bait, with a gif. Charzig Kitsune. Well, actually, wait. That one Slimy Gintama fanboy. How could I skip you? We are very glad to see your comments. They're always really funny. That one Slimy Gintama fanboy says, you just Uno reversed card them. Hey, that's a good meme. Good context here, too. Charzig Kitsune says, meanwhile, in my mentions, I can definitely say there is no way this is bait. They can't be this good at playing the character of an obvious Twitter user straight for this long. An obvious Twitter user. That's pretty funny, implying that, Twitter users are, well, not the brightest people. Let me always emphasize, I know there are people in this community that use Twitter, myself included, a grain of salt. We're not saying everyone's like that, just, the majority, maybe. This one's great because it has Spike Spiegel, says, played them like a violin. That's from Zero Fall. Hey, thank you, Zero. Don Creep says, ha ha ha. Amaya's whimsical just responds with a meme. I don't know the name of this meme. Laughing at the computer, though. You get the idea. Psycho Alcuno says, it's free real estate. And you know what? That's part of why this is so great. They were laughing, yet indirectly promoting my work for free for me. It's so good. It's so funny. I accidentally moved the mouse scroller there. My bad. Hold on. Let's continue. Kitsu Bubbles says, shh, we aren't supposed to talk about the fact that they are free advertisement. Yes. Voxen says GFG, and Aaron H says, getting free advertising? That's a big brain play, Hero Hey. Lol. I just realized at the beginning of this video I said it would be brief. Actually, not that brief. I had more fun throughout making this video than I thought I would at the start. Can you blame me? These people, it's just so hilarious. So smug. And for all the wrong reasons. It's really weird to me too. How like smug can be really cool and good, yet it can also be terrible and disgusting and gross. I guess it just depends on the context. It depends on things, I suppose. You know what I mean though. Sometimes smug can work. Other times, absolutely not. That's it for this one. Again, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this as entertaining as I did. Very amusing, very fun to go over. And I want to give a shout out to the kind people who promoted yesterday's video. That's going to be Just Josh, Snick, Black Fang, Ollie Wooly Gaming, DXDKJ, Ambi-Pass Studio, Shield Warrior, North Bane, Support Horikoshi, Nameless Hates Jason's Voice, Weeb Trash, Don't Need Your Approval, Deshaun Miller, Coden X, Puckster, Noob, Fan Artist, Fidel Magdaleno, Gem, Justice for Vic and Johnny, Shogun, Intimidator0108, Sir Wolf, and KJ Collins. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time.